Now betting for the sports animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Marie Castillo. This is 2 Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Mike's hot.
It's Friday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? That means the boys are at Safe House. Let's do it.
I'm a thirsty boy. Is it 5 o'clock yet? What time?
Very close.
What time do we start on this program? What time is it? What time is it right now?
It is so incredibly close to 5 o'clock.
Oof.
Have you guys seen the new All-Star Game hats yet?
I'm going Central Time Zone today. I'm gonna crack one right now.
It's not real.
Damn it.
We're in the mountain. Have you guys seen these hats or no?
Which hats?
The new All-Star Game hats?
New merch drop.
You guys look up the new All-Star Game hats real quick. I want to talk about how great they are. It's my favorite thing.
Okay.
They look like a 2 Men On hat that we've done, or shirt that we've done before.
Now hold on.
Yeah, those are wild, huh?
Hold the phone.
Major League Baseball's.
Yo.
They're making them. These are like city prideful ones.
This is the best they've ever done.
I'm telling you, that's why I'm leading the show with it. I didn't even warn you guys beforehand.
This is strong work. We're at a conference today, and I had some choring to do.
I hate you.
And I had to get a sweat on.
I hate.
How did I miss this?
This is so cool, huh?
This is the intersection of stuff I love.
Isaiah Johnson back at the studio. Isaiah, after you pull these up, give us your a reaction to the new Major League Baseball All-Star Game hats. Okay. They are fire with a PH, Van. Fire with a PH.
Can't wait to see it in person when I go with you guys.
Put a fire in your BH.
Talk about that.
I don't know which one I like more.
All of them.
Like the white and peach or the blue and black?
So they're doing white and peach and they're doing blue and black, but then every team is also doing color specific. So like you obviously know which one I want to look at first, and they're all perfect.
Okay.
They're all absolutely perfect.
So those are like the derby hats.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Astros are above average. I like the color.
Yeah,
and the All-Star
the colors are awesome on the eyes.
Yeah,
I will say nothing looks out of place.
Does it look like a delicious ice cream popsicle to you guys, or is that just me?
Yeah, one of each. Yeah, we got a fudge dipped one and a regular chocolate.
Yeah.
The blue one looks like those wild berry Pop-Tarts. What it reminds me of.
Okay.
Yeah, these hats are delicious. Thank you.
God, do they make Low Crown? I want one.
Too bad yeah, they do. And too bad the Rockies don't get an All-Star this year, because that would have been a cool thing.
Wait, what happened? What did they do?
I mean, there's not in the mix. The Brewers.
Every team has to have an All-Star. It's in the bylaws.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if they don't deserve one, they get one. Welcome to the All-Star game. Only good player on the Rockies, Ryan McMahon.
Nice. The Miami Marlins won, boys. That's the number one. And then I think the Brewers after that. That's the number 2 one.
For hats?
Yeah.
I think they're all amazing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like the bars behind it coming out of the star and how it's centered so perfectly up and down. It's orbitally pleasing. Like they're nice to look at.
Yeah.
Do they look this cool on your head?
They got the low pros. Did you see that?
I'm getting an Astros low pro with whatever color you call it.
Isaiah, how do you wear your cap?
Oh, the Cubs one looks dope.
That's what I'm saying. They're all super dope. So, and we're not endorsed by New Era Cap.
We're not getting paid.
Yeah, we're not getting
Also, New Era, I know you're listening.
Yeah, call your boys.
7 1/4 low profile or Low Crown.
They do the 5950 low profile fitted. But if you want the snapback, that's not low profile.
I never want a snapback.
Okay.
I'm an adult.
No, I mean, there's some cool snapbacks.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
I mean, a vintage like trucker hat snapback.
Yeah.
Give me that. If it's got some netting on the back,
that's what I'm talking about.
You could have snap.
Yeah.
If it's like an all wool baseball hat, get a hat in your size, you dork.
Yeah, that's for someone else.
Your head's not growing or shrinking. You're an adult. Your head's the same size it's going to be forever.
Now, why?
Unless like you take as much steroids as Barry Bonds. Other than that, your head's going to be the same size forever.
That's why he's not the
Get
greatest.
a fitted hat
He's not the greatest living Major League Baseball player because of his big head.
because he has 2 different Major League Baseball sized heads.
I've never on purpose bought a low profile. Should I?
No, well, you got like a normal sized head. Like,
Yeah.
I got a little peanut head.
Now that you're pointing it out,
Yeah.
the top, your eyes are too close to the top of your head with your buzz cut.
I think I'm like evenly, perfectly proportioned, except for that, like my head is like cylindrical. It's like I'm like Mr. Peanut shaped head, but like on a normal sized body.
It's lavandrical.
Yeah,
I like the. I like this New York Yankees one too. I'm at the cop this one.
Isaiah, it's
You like all of them.
Van's body, now that he's pointed it out, his body looks like a bowling pin with a little weird head at the top. But then his head itself looks like if you took a small, like a 0.7 millimeter like gel pen and tried to draw a very small smiley face on a Q-tip head, but you got it just a little too high towards the top.
I mean, one of us looks like they're chiseled from stone, like an Adonis
Mhm.
from a beautiful Renaissance artist.
Yeah.
That would be me. That's the one I'm referring to. And another one of us looks like a living bobblehead.
Mm-hmm. I feel like my example was very good. I almost think, okay, you know how like if you're real famous, you can like tell.
I'm familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have like, say you have like a big Instagram following or X
Familiar,
following
sure.
or Facebook
What's
following.
X?
It used to be.
The club drug?
Are you talking about Sissy?
Yes. Just see.
Thank you. So you could like go to a place and be like, hey, I would like one thing. Like I want
Mhm.
one free thing
Correct.
and I will endorse your thing
Hmm.
with social media mentions.
Right.
So for this instance, let's say New Era caps.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you went to New Era and they were like, hey, I will tweet, you said I will tweet you for
Yes.
a free low profile Houston Astros hat.
Mhm.
Do you think New Era would do that for you? Or do you think they would say, we will tweet you to not wear our hat?
I mean,
They
As-
don't want it on your weird head.
as lovable and classically handsome and talented as I am, they would have to Google me really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then after doing some research, they'd be like, throw this kid a bone.
And then you were like, listen, I'll come up with the $47.99 for the hat. And they're like, for you, and we cannot stress this enough,
Hey.
because of the way you look,
Mhm.
it's actually double.
Yeah. Actually, we'll break it down into 4 easy payments of $13 with our friends at PayPal.
Yeah, thank you, Papal.
Due to your celebrity status in a top 40 media market, we'll give you free shipping.
We're top 50, Van. This is a top 50 media market, depending upon, well, really nothing. That's just what it is.
Alternative numbers.
No, they're real numbers.
Oh.
So, anyways, get this hat. It looks super cool. Also, that means the All-Star Game's right around the
Woo!
corner. We're currently booked out there. So
Yeah.
we're currently booked to go.
Yes.
There's one detail left.
We need hats.
We need hats.
Okay. So I already got mine, so I'm
This-
set for the trip.
Oh my
Okay.
God, Zay.
Okay, again,
Which one did you get? Which one did you get?
who's gonna run the show?
This Yankees one. Kaylina.
That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not taking Isaiah to Texas. He'll never come back.
Now, hold
This
on.
is like when you give a bathroom break in class. You just disappear.
Why does the
That was me.
5950 low profile hats come with the bill bent? This is upsetting me right now. Why is the bill bent? No one wants a bent bill.
So you guys size
I didn't.
8.
I didn't storm the Capitol on January 6th. I want a nice flat bill.
I don't know if I trust this size. I've never, I'm not into hat buying enough.
Hmm.
I usually see like a large or XL. So 8's the largest they have. I don't know if that fits around my head. with
Well,
my
I'll tell you
hair.
With your hair,
What you should
you
do
know.
is hold off on your order, go down to the Duke's team
Yeah,
store
and try on
and
a
the
hat.
Nob Hill Shopping
Mhm.
Center. Get your size by our friend Steve Palmisano.
He'll get it for you.
Get a Duke's hat first.
Yeah, wear a
Break
Duke's hat
it in.
all the time.
See what you
Okay.
actually like. Then get either a Cubs or Yankees or Brewers
Go
or
walk
whatever.
walk into the Duke store
Mhm.
and say,
Step one.
and do what everyone does that walks into the Duke store, and they go,
Whoa.
I got a really unique head size. which, by the way, isn't true.
No.
Everyone who says that, it's not true. You
Well,
don't.
there's some people. There's some
Nope,
people. that
Nope,
weird
they're liars. I tell you what, like hat sizes are like contact prescriptions. Like you
That'd
ever,
be
like
the
you
first
guys don't
time.
wear contacts. You go to the eye doctor and you're like, you just hear it. You hear it from everyone in the lobby. I got my eyes are really special. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
You're not special.
No.
You're wearing the same contacts from the back
Mhm.
that everyone is wearing. There is, in fact, a 7 5/8 in the store that will fit your head.
Also, you can what Funkmaster Flex used to call it. You used to
Who?
freak it. You had to freak your hat
Freak it real good.
back before when starter hats were the jam. Before New Era took over the world, you had to freak it.
Freak
Yeah,
a hat. All right,
Mhm.
looking this up.
it's a whole commercial. It's a whole like, commercial campaign.
Okay, I can't find anything here. Freak Daddy Funny. Okay,
Mm.
that's our new nickname. Called it. Nope, don't see it, Van. So I don't know what that means. If that's part of the, is that like a Kangol hat? Isaiah used to wear those, and then he was single for a long time, so he got rid of them.
No, I like them better with my hair longer. It isn't with the hair only showing the front. The Kangol doesn't have the same vibe.
You should get the Van haircut, and then we'll see how weird your eyes look, and then we'll be able to compare you two. It's not the worst idea I've ever had.
Please do not compare me to a young, handsome, talented black man.
Are you still talking about Isaiah?
Well, we're going to lose in every category. Yes, I was throwing him a bone. Good Lord. Let me say something nice about my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Now, I can't find the jerseys. Did you guys find the jerseys anywhere?
Maybe they're dropping them one product at a time.
Like, well, what's the benefit of that? Don't I want to order the whole kit like right now?
Well, what about the caboodle?
If that is also available, I would like to get the caboodle.
Okay, good.
These are way better than last year. Weren't they like a drab, weird green last year? Am I making that up? That's what I remember.
I mean, they were so forgettable. I don't remember them. Isaiah, I sent you the link if you want to bring that up and play it. It was pretty iconic when I was younger.
Is it radio friendly?
Yeah, it's like a TV commercial.
Okay, and if you go to, and I will never ever tell anyone to do this, Fanatics, they have the team ones and the team colorways that are also
They're not as cool.
well, I think they're equally cool in their own way. I think they're cool in their own way.
Okay. Thanks, Switzerland.
Isaiah, let us know when that's up because we're going to go to break. Whenever we get back, there is a do you want to use the word viral? I don't know what word to use here, Van. What's your energy on this?
I mean, viral is one way to say
Okay,
it,
so-
but long overdue perspective,
Yeah, so
at least the way it was worded.
Reggie Jackson sat down yesterday with Fox Sports because they were doing all that stuff from the ballpark, the Rickwood Field,
Yeah.
and we found an edited version. So there was a version that went around the internet that was
Yeah.
that would upset sensitive ears,
Correct.
but you'll be able to easily identify what the harsh language is in
Yeah,
this.
we don't need to tell you
No.
what he's saying.
But the fact that Reggie Jackson, who is sitting in HD on our TVs in 2024, is going to tell you story here of what I think a lot of people will call days gone by
Sure.
is just a really powerful message. It does run a little bit, so it's a little bit of a 3-minute thing.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
And then we'll do that when we get back from the break, and then we'll kind of go into depth on it. Unless, Isaiah, did you get Van's crappy song?
Yes, we got Funkmaster
All right,
up
here-
and ready.
All right,
Okay.
so you give me a little Funkmaster so I can overreact to it on the way out because I'm going to lose interest after the commercial.
Funkmaster Flex here to give you a quick hat lesson. Pick the hat, where you wear it and how you wear it. Know what I mean? You
I have
got
to
the
Google
starter
who
hat.
Funkmaster Flex is.
Anything
God, you're
else
lame.
is wrong. Lesson 1. Take the hat with the logo right here. You wear it to the back. Stays out of my view. Lesson 2. When you're out with the fam, incognito.
I believe I've had enough.
On top of your head. My mom don't want me to
There's only like 10 more seconds.
125th Street, New York. Style. You just go like this. That's the way you wear a starter hat. Don't forget Funkmaster
Oh,
Flex
Starter
on the
paid
show.
for this.
Yeah, so Funkmaster Flex was like the
Hot 97 guy. I know who it is.
urban liaison for Starter there
Yeah.
for a little while. And they had like a series of commercials where he was scratching and telling you how to wear hats and or jackets and or other merch, trying to bridge the
Yeah.
culture to people who watch commercials.
And I like it because he says wear it backwards, which of course, for
Mhm.
those you can see on the stream, I've got mine on backwards.
Attaboy.
But he says when you're with the fam and you're being more polite and formal, go ahead and turn it forward. So at least he is aware of his surroundings.
There's a
can't-
different.
If you're my age and you are in sports and hip hop culture, that commercial series was like the first mainstream, like, what is Funkmaster Flex doing on my television in the fourth inning of the Padres Dodgers? Like, this is wild. I've never seen it before in my young adult life.
So he also, and I think he just goes by Funk Flex now. So I'm not trying to correct anyone, but it's 2024.
Mhm.
And there was a heyday in radio in the 90s, like the golden age of radio is in the 90s.
Yeah.
And he was on Hot 97 in New
Mhm.
York. And that was an unfair advantage against everyone else on the whole planet who was trying to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is being in the right place at the right time.
Well, I mean, there were so many iconic DJs in the 90s, like Funk Flex, Sway and Tech, Big Boy, not from Outkast, Angie Martinez,
Cool.
yeah, DJ Primo. Like, they were all over the place. But Funk Flex, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was marketing or how he was doing, but he rose to the top.
Jazzy Jeff.
Not so much.
I believe Jazzy Jeff, you left off the list.
Mm-mm. I mean, as talent for sure, but I don't know about cultural relevancy and 90s fashion.
What about Tanner?
You're talking about DJ Tanner
Mm-hmm.
from the hit series Full House.
That is
That's what you're doing
yeah,
right now.
Don't give me.
Okay.
I'll take DJ Pauly D and Shaq over any of those. guys.
DJ
Pauly-
Diesel.
Pauly D will be at Rebel tonight, I believe. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yes, DJ Pauly D is performing tonight at Rebel.
DJ Pauly D's nuts.
My Lanta. It's 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Alex, when people ask me a question like that, it's like coming back here is not easy. The racism that I played here, when I played here, the difficulty of going through different places where we traveled. Fortunately, I had a manager and I had players on the team that helped me get through it. But I wouldn't wish it on anybody. People said to me today, I spoke and they said, you think you're a better person. You think you won when you played here in Concord. I said, I would never want to do it again. I walked into restaurants and they would point at me and said, can't eat here. I would go to a hotel and they say, then can't stay here. We went to Charlie Finley's country club for a welcome home dinner and they pointed me out with the N-word. He can't come in here. Finley marched the whole team out. Finally, they let me in there. He said, we're going to go to the diner and eat hamburgers. We'll go where we're wanted. Fortunately, I had a manager, Johnny McNamara, that if I couldn't eat in the place, nobody would eat. We'd get food to travel. If I couldn't stay in a hotel, they'd drive to the next hotel and find a place where I could stay. Had it not been for Raleigh Fingers, Johnny McNamara, Dave Duncan, Joe and Sharon Rudy, I slept on their couch 3-4 nights a week for about a month and a half. Finally, they were threatened that they would burn our apartment complex down unless I got out. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. The year I came here, Bull Connor was the sheriff the year before. And they took minor league baseball out of here because in 1963, the Klan murdered 4 black girls, children, in 11, 12, 14 years old at a church here and never got indicted. It was they were from the Klan. Life magazine did a story on them like they were being honored. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. At the same time, had it not been for my white friends, had it not been for a white manager and Rudy, Fingers, and Duncan, and Lee Myers, I would have never made it. I was too physically violent. I was ready to physically fight I'd have got killed here because I'd have beat someone's ass, and you'd have saw me in an oak tree somewhere.
Reggie, I can't even imagine. It's how
On that panel, Alex Rodriguez, David Ortiz, Derek Jeter, individuals that were able to run because Reggie Jackson paved the way by walking. And it is it's an interesting one because
Great one.
Yeah, we're not often reminded of the hard truth that existed for so very long. And when you give a platform to individuals who aren't afraid to take advantage of it, these conversations float back to the top of today's lexicon. I think I've talked about this before. Alabama is rough. Isaiah, you spent some time in the South, right?
I wouldn't say spent time, but I have family in Mississippi.
Okay. Then, and my mistake, I believe that's the association I was creating here. There is still to today, like a rich disconnect.
Right.
There's a rich disconnect on equality. There's a rich disconnect on the idea that, happiness can be a choice. There's a rich disconnect on what is acceptable culturally and socially. And for Reggie Jackson to say it so loud and unedited on the Fox broadcast,
right,
and to say it so poignantly, hopefully this conversation turns into something greater again.
Yeah. I mean, Reggie Jackson's story stands in such stark contrast to the beautiful painting that was created during the game. Because, you had the curator of the Negro Leagues Hall of Fame and Museum telling you these inspirational, beautiful stories about the history of the Negro League. And then you have somebody, Reggie Jackson, who isn't an orator. Like, he's not used to, painting a picture and creating a narrative that is palatable to millions of people across the country. He told it like it was. He told his own truth and he told his own experience. And I find it more powerful and more. There's more gravity in it when somebody is real with you about their experience and tell you how they really feel and speak from their heart, like Reggie Jackson did. There was no PC language.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to cover anything up. He wasn't trying to make it palatable to ears who weren't ready to hear that. And I think the craziest part about it is Reggie Jackson made his major league debut 20 years after Jackie Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
There had been 2 decades
A generation.
where we should have grown as a people in between Jackie Robinson and Reggie Jackson. And for a lot of parts of the country, a lot of pockets of the country, absolutely nothing has changed. And you got to see his experience when, I mean, he debuted in 67, 68, 69. I mean, we're talking about the Summer of Love. We're talking about Woodstock.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about growing as a country and a people and learning from our mistakes. And still the same thing happened. And he got treated just as bad, if not worse, as the first people who kicked in the door.
And here's one of those things where, I mean, you have someone like him that points it out, right? And then even for me, so like in my situation, I haven't had that bad of an experience to the point where I was like pointed out he can't eat here. But as me, for like, I grew up in a mostly white area, like through all of my schools growing up. So, and then not only that, but it was a very, very good like education system there. So there were a lot of times where like growing up, I would definitely like, I would get pointed out. Like if there were people talking, I would know I would get pointed out as a person who was like starting the talking. Or there, like I would experience different types of racism where I've noticed that I was always like the fault for something.
Sure.
Because a lot of these other kids, like they came from families that were more successful and had bigger brothers who the teachers knew, and the teachers weren't trying to put them at fault. So a lot of times I would catch a big fault in a lot of those things. But at the same time, just like Reggie did, like I have experiences that could have me just going around being angry at everybody of the opposite color. But I've also talked before how I've been pulled over before by white cops, and by the end of the traffic stop, they were telling me I was a great kid and were saying that they wanted me to apply for the state to be a state trooper and username as references. Like I've had teachers that went out of their way and looked out for me and helped me out that were of the opposite color, that I wouldn't be here without them. So I don't go around with like a super stereotypical like approach. I just take every person as they are. And I feel like it's better to be that way than to be holding experiences from the past and just, you know, feel a certain way about a whole race because of that.
Well, you tell me where to stop or you want me to stop, because I know your story a little bit and you know our relationship. So like Isaiah and I were both in Las Vegas at the exact same time, Las Vegas, New Mexico. I'm the broadcaster for and athletic director for the University of Las Vegas, New Mexico. Isaiah is a college athlete. Isaiah is a football player on the New Mexico Hounds football team. And in that small town, the number of examples that I saw of players that, and Isaiah proper, and Isaiah, you can tell me to shut up whenever you want, and players that looked like Isaiah, the treatment they would receive, and then the juxtaposition versus the treatment that athletes that didn't look like Isaiah would receive were drastically different.
Yeah.
And I mean, like noticeably, embarrassingly different. And then we use this, Isaiah and I grew a fast friendship at that time up there. For he and I to start such a positive and healthy relationship, obviously here now, he's part of this program. He's part of this company. He's you know, and this is because of the bridge he built with me friendship wise, the bridge I built with him professionally. That was looked down upon.
Right.
And, you know, when you go, it's like pulling your hair out that we're in 2024. And, you know, what angle is 6.5 foot tall, super white guy, professional Fred trying to get over on mid-20 black Isaiah from this small town? And the answer is always none. You know, the answer is I want Isaiah to work really hard, and then when he fails, I yell at him. Like that's our relationship.
Exactly. And I could and for that reason, you know, there's not many negative things I could even come up to say about Fred because of that reason alone. Like yes, there were times at work where I would go home irritated, but at the end of the day, like it becomes realistic, and he helped me out like when I needed it. In the same way I was saying earlier, like he's a tall white guy. He didn't have to help me out. And I remember the first time I interacted with him, I was upset because I wasn't getting that many reps in the game, but I always made sure when I got in, I would go 100% and I'd try to pull something off. So when I got in, I remember I chased a guy down like from across the field and dove and got a sack, and I didn't see the sack in the stat sheet. And I was upset about it when I saw it. And I'm like, man, I got to figure out who that is. And like, I saw him the next day because my girlfriend at the time was playing softball, and Fred was playing. He was watching the softball scrimmage, and we were sitting on different bleachers. But I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the guy that's in charge of that.
Yeah, he said my name on the broadcast. That's him.
Yeah, and I was like, I was nice about it, and I was like, hey, I think there was a play that may have been missed, and he was like, yeah, shoot me an email, tell me the timestamp, and I'll fix it. And I went home, and within 3 hours, it was fixed. I was like, all right, so that great guy's a man of his word.
Well, and it's interesting, right? Because like you, collegiate athlete, I guess at that time, 2022, 3, whatever it was.
Yes.
At that time, you still had that stigma of, why am I not comfortable going to? Why am I not comfortable having that conversation with? And, Reggie Jackson hits it, but on a much larger level.
Right.
Right. Reggie Jackson is like, not just me, but my teammates. And then those individuals, he was talking about Dave Duncan and some of those guys that were helping him through time. Those individuals that go to support, they're put on like a, I don't know, island of isolation.
Sure.
And have you seen, remember the Titans?
I do remember them.
Okay, so yeah, it's like a Disney football film.
Mhm.
It's aged okay. It's aged
not bad.
Yeah, it's
Not bad. Yeah.
But it's a little bit of a period piece from football in the 50s.
Right.
And it's not so different than football in the 2020s.
It's a bummer, right?
It's a bummer.
It's a bummer.
Isaiah, also, if any of that was out on, you correct me right now, because I don't know what to share all the time.
No, it wasn't incorrect.
Yeah.
You were spot on with everything.
And it's not just Las Vegas, New Mexico. I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm saying and also I'm not saying the coaching staff. I'm not saying the administrators. I'm not saying athletes of different color from other sports. I'm talking about like community as a whole.
Yeah.
Like just wild.
And I don't mind telling you, friend of the show, you guys have a platform here. You have a microphone here. We would love to share your stories.
Mhm.
If you experienced anything in your life
Call the show.
in 2024, please let us know whom they are, and we would love to put them on blast and make sure that people know exactly who they are. I mean, if you get treated like Reggie Jackson did in 67, 72, whenever he's telling these stories about, and it's still going on to this day, let us know. I would love to bring that to light.
If there's a person of such esteem, how many times was Reggie Jackson All-Star? 14?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them. Yeah.
5-time World Series champ. I know that one.
Yeah.
If he's like, listen, I'm not trying to mess with your city. I'm not trying to mess with your state. I'm not going back.
Sure.
Like, oh my God. Like one of the best to ever do it is like, your place is not for stuff.
Yeah. Keep receipts. Yeah. Save those receipts.
Ugh. And also, like, not so long ago, and that we were literally told today, less politics. Not so long ago,
Mhm.
there was this.
I don't
Photos.
think doing the right thing every
Yeah,
day
good
of your
point.
life is politics.
I agree with you
Yeah.
completely. There are these photos of civil rights, and there are these photos of demonstrations. There are these photos that a lot of people identified the people in those as having evil faces.
Right.
A lot of people identified
Yeah.
those people as the enemy. And I don't know how long it takes or how many generations, but it's taken too many to get to the point to where I like Isaiah when he's good at his job, and I hate Isaiah when he sucks at his job.
Mhm.
And it has nothing to do with his dumb haircut.
Like, hearing these stories, like still in 2024, I'm 42 years old, so
Yeah.
I've been seeing this my whole life, and it's saddening, And luckily, it's as the older I get, it's more and more micro. It's not like the whole society. It is micro, and then luckily, like with cell phones, and everyone has a news van in their pocket,
Mhm.
and we get to capture all these horrible moments that happen now and shine a light on them. So hopefully, we could learn from them and grow and be better as a country, society, civilization, or even person to person. But I think the huge difference for me is I had so many great examples of human beings
Yeah.
as people of color growing up, and they so grossly outweighed the horrible examples of human beings
Mhm.
who were just as
you being
so
rare.
aggressively Anglo. Because I had a lot of bad examples around me growing up in the Gulf Coast in the South, You know, you could only imagine the things I heard growing up. And I'm so fortunate to be surrounded with great people growing up that taught me the real way to see the world and the real way to treat everyone with dignity and respect and kindness. And not everyone got to experience that. And it's quite unfortunate.
That's really the key. And that's a big reason why growing up, I had to get used to, there'd be some people that would, you know, use the racial words as like jokes. Some people who do it to be like insulting. But then there were some who just truly like knew you as a person, and they would just rip on everybody about something.
Sure.
So if someone was out of shape, they get called fat. Someone was, you know, got in trouble for this, you get ripped on about that. So like for me, a lot of times that would just be their angle. And then I would also realize that some people were truly just ignorant, because they'd be like, the biggest thing, the number one thing I've always gotten my whole life, and we do have the mailman, friend of the show called in. He wants to hop on with you guys.
Yep, we'll
So
get
we
to
do
him.
have a caller. Okay, but a lot of times people will always say, you know, we like you, Isaiah. You're not like the other black people. You're not like you're not like those guys. Like, we like you. Like, that's what I would hear a lot. And I'm like, okay, so they've only had like certain examples, or they're only choosing to remember a certain example. Because within my family, like, we're all the same.
Big R.
you know,
Kelly fans
and-
is what it was. That's what they're.
Like, yeah. Hey, saying that they're one of the good ones,
Oh, it's
you're one of the bad ones for saying
the
that.
same guy that says you're one of the
Yeah.
good ones is this guy that harkens for the good old days.
Yeah.
Ask the African American population
How
of this
was
country is when the good old days were.
Is that when we're going to make it great?
That's not the one.
Okay.
Friend of the show, Mailman, welcome to the Sports Animal Hotline. How are you, brother?
Federico,
Yes, sir.
aka Treetop, and my boy, my main man Van.
What it
What's
do?
What it do? Hey, so Van, I just wanted to tell you what Reggie Jackson said touched the nerve, because I've been out here in New Mexico since 1986, brother, and I'm from North Carolina originally, and there's some places I still can't go after dark.
Sure.
Yeah.
And just because you would be hanging out with me, dude, they will beat you and treat you just like they treat me.
Yep. I caught a lot of it when I was younger.
Which is horrible.
There are neighborhoods right now, Mailman,
Which is
where
wrong.
me, you, and Isaiah could not drive around in my hometown. Like, that is just 100% factual. And it goes both ways. Like, certain neighborhoods, I can't be there. Certain neighborhoods, you and Isaiah can't be there. Like, St.
What is it
Louis
called,
sucks.
downtowns?
We do. Yeah, they're not legal anymore, but they exist.
Mhm.
Right, for real. I've been in restaurants while I'm ex-military, so I've been in restaurants while I would walk in and the whole restaurant get quiet. And when that happens, I know I walked into the wrong restaurant.
Yeah.
I know
I
that.
apologize, turn around, and walk out.
That happened to me and Van at
'Cause you can't
Roscoe's.
eat in those places. You don't know what you're going to get on your plate.
Yeah, that definitely happens. Especially, I'm not sure how tall Mailman is, but like for me, it's also
Taller than
especially
Van.
like being big. Okay, my dad's bigger than me, so we used to walk in restaurants, and it's like I would just feel it, like, oh, like, not only are we black, but we're huge. Like,
Not only are we black and huge, but all your girlfriends want us. Oh, I'm Isaiah. Oh. Mailman, thanks for the call, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it. See you guys.
I like him a lot. Let's go to break so we can come back from break. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. We're at Safe House. Doors open at 5, man. 5
That is correct.
5 o'clock. Is that what we decided?
Also, if I know you,
Yeah.
just head down here
Just
now.
show
I'll
up,
let you
knock
in.
on the door.
I'm right next to the
We'll
door.
figure it
I'll
out.
let you in. It's fine.
The Sports Animal.
Mike's hot.
I'm old.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Safe House. Talking about Teller Vodka. You know Chris Lurig owns that, and he's super annoying during the break.
It's distracting.
He'll be joining us at 5 o'clock. There's a lot going on here. As far as boozing goes,
I'm already 1/2 of one vodka mule deep.
I'm going
There you
vodka,
go.
lemonade, grapefruit, hibiscus. That's my move.
That's
today.
my all-time favorite. What you're drinking?
We were just talking a little bit about Jackie Robinson. Oh my God, dude. I'm over here doing, I'm that guy all of a sudden.
Related.
Talking about Reggie Jackson. I got a question. Isaiah, you help me through this.
Mm-hmm.
Is it white savior stuff? Do I have a complex if I want to wear like a
God.
Negro League jersey or hat? Like, can I do that?
Yes, of course.
All right, there we go. We fix racism.
I mean, there was at the at the Ken and Friends pop out. There was a brother wearing a Freddie Freeman jersey. So I mean, same thing.
Yeah, and I saw four high school kids that looked maybe Caucasian, I believe. They could have maybe been Mexican, but they had they not like us. Like there was 4 of them lined up to each other, and they each had a part of the word on their shirt. They not like us.
God, that's funny.
Someone's like, who's going to tell them?
I know that Ebbets Field makes a flannel hat, so I feel like everything's fine.
'Cause it's flannel.
Yeah,
That's like the great equalizer.
that's what I think.
Yeah, it's a Negro League hat, but it's flannel.
Yeah, I mean that's the one, right? Like,
That's not something you can really try to have an issue with, because if you do that, then that literally opens the door for so many double standards to try to get pressed, and then it's just going to get way too deep. And it's like, okay, well then how come you can wear this?
you're talking about Kenyon Martin and all of his Japanese tattoos. Is that what you're talking about?
That's pretty good.
Who was that argued back and forth with Jeremy? It was Kenyon Martin.
It's Kenyon
Argued
Martin.
with
Yeah, that's
Jeremy.
what I'm making the joke. Yeah,
Trying to appropriate.
cornrows.
That was the most polite burn I think I've ever seen.
Oh
Jeremy
God, it was
Lin's
so
like,
good.
Jeremy Lin has had the hottest run of any human being to never do anything.
He went to Harvard.
That's true. Played
Yeah.
in the NBA.
Harvard, MBA, overseas, like a dignitary for Asia. Like, oh my God, what a run.
Like an all-time example for the culture
Yeah.
of Japanese
Look
athletics.
good in dreadlocks. Like, yeah, awesome.
Not so bad.
I mean, like, I would love to wear a Jerry West jersey. Like, what? That I can't wear a Jerry West jersey and tell someone they can't wear a Negro League jersey? Or I'm sure there's
Okay.
like you said, Freddie Freeman, other baseball players
You've
that were
been-
in the MLB.
Well, this is a good point.
I think that like there's a big line in the sand there because no one forced Jerry West to play in that league.
oh, good point.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah. Oscar Robinson didn't say, Jerry West, you're going to have your own league now. And you could only play in that one.
Well, do you want and I already know the answer to this,
Okay.
but have you already ordered your Chicago Bulls Josh Giddey jersey? Is that a thing you already own?
No, as the Laker fan, no.
Okay, so you're
As a
gonna
Laker fan, no. But as a Drake fan, yes.
there. That's the answer. Whenever we get back from the break, it's our Isham Dental soundbite of the day. 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. It's the Isham Dental soundbite of the day, 505-881-0422, ishamdentalabq.com. Sign up there, and you get that free exam and x-ray. Obviously, all forms of insurance and Medicare A and B. Okay, give me, Isaiah, the Isham Dental soundbite of the day.
Oh my God. It's a surreal feeling. We did it. We did it! Oh my God, we did it!
Double dip corn dog.
We've been through a lot as a team over the last couple years, over my 7 years. What they gonna say now? What they gonna say now?
Jason, I'm curious to know what you said to Deuce after this, but I guess I'm more curious, what did Deuce say to you?
He told me that I was the best in the world. I said, "You damn right I am."
He's forcing himself to cry.
I know everybody would wonder what would happen if we didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
Oh God, it's so cringy. Like my stomach hurts listening to that. Why not like just one genuine, authentic moment from a human being? Why are you trying to force yourself into a reusable meme? Because now you got the short end of the stick and everyone is laughing at you.
He's on a mission to collect all the viral moments.
Yeah.
Oh, like Thanos? That's awesome.
Yes, collecting all the stones.
There's only one quote you got to give. You just say, "Took long enough." Like that's it. Like
Yeah.
you just see, because
People
nothing.
are really
Oh, go ahead, Isaiah.
people are really saying, okay, where's your finals MVP?
Yeek.
What are you going to say now? You didn't win finals MVP.
Nothing changes in Jason Tatum's life. Tomorrow he still wakes up in his mansion.
Mhm.
Tomorrow he can still have any gal on the whole planet that he wants. He'll still vacation in the exact same spot. Nothing in his life has even minutely changed.
Especially anything quotable.
We got a guess when we get back from the break. It's coming on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Menon, Van Nunley, and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Marie Castillo. This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Mike's hot.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're live at Safe House, the intersection of Gold and like 6th.
Again, that's not what intersection means.
In between
It's
6 and
close
7.
enough.
It's like,
It's
yeah,
In
close.
between 6 and 7.
That's close enough.
Chris, I'm turning you up.
It
Chris
is- it is right there.
Lurig joining us of Tellerbuck and Safe House. Chris, how are you, brother?
Doing well. How about you guys?
How's your sports team?
Which one?
The one you celebrate the most. You're super into that esports stuff, right?
I mean, I used to do that a lot in college and everything, but right now I've been watching the Euros for the soccer tournament.
I can't get into that stuff. I try so hard.
It's like a
Yeah.
mini World Cup. It's great.
New Mexico United or nothing.
Yeah,
Miss me with it.
they were nothing on Wednesday, but they should have a big one tomorrow. So
They almost beat a whole country.
Almost.
Yeah.
4-2, and
Hey, if
Look-
they would have kept playing more and more minutes, they eventually would have taken the lead.
the whole game was like fist fight.
Theoretically.
Were you there at the?
I was not at
it
that
was all,
one.
It was all like fist fighting. It was like a wild game. It was not the healthiest game I ever saw. That's what I'm trying to get to.
I mean, have you guys been to Juarez?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, it's stereotypical behavior.
I've
Let's
never,
be brutally honest here.
I've never been. Is that the one by
No.
El Paso?
And no factory workers went missing, I hope.
What does that mean?
That's a big scandal.
Is that still going on?
Yeah, it hasn't stopped.
I think my algorithm blocks Mexico updates for some reason.
For happiness reasons.
There we go.
Yeah.
Chris, how's Safe House? How's the summer, brother?
It's going well. I mean, we got a new can coming out.
What?
So, and then we just got approved for Colorado and Texas, so that's shipping next week.
What is that? Oh, you're going to stick
Yo.
booze there?
Next week,
Hey.
statewide.
You know how quick they're going to have profit sharing, just the way that like Colorado tried to steal green chili from New Mexico. They're going to try to steal profit share from Teller.
Well, we were working with like the ag department to maybe those billboards that say real chilies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
200 miles south or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
To do that with vodka.
Yeah, baby. So who did you have to email in Texas and Colorado to be like, hey, we're coming?
Oh, they've come to us. We haven't emailed anyone.
No, I mean your competition. Be like,
Oh.
hey,
Yeah, just-
like sell that vacation home. You're gonna need some extra funds in
Move
the
over,
budget.
Tito's.
You should just knock on their door and leave a bottle on the doorstep and run away. And they'd be like, or do like the Wyatt Six on Raw the other day. It's like, we're here, and just leave it to rest for them.
Oh, we're gonna come in with lowriders.
Yes.
The culture.
Just land on their ceiling in a balloon.
Temporary tattoos for everyone.
I love that. That's sweet to get into Colorado and Texas. So what's next? The world?
I don't know. We just had some people here 2 weeks ago from the UK
Oh
that
wow.
flew into town from the UK trying to import us out there.
Right,
So we might
sweet.
start distributing out there too. Might be in London and everything soon.
I mean, with Russia's behavior, there's a huge vodka deficit in Europe right now, right?
Well, and out there, no one has corn vodka
Mm,
because they don't really grow a ton of corn out there. It's more wheat and barley and everything.
right.
So they, as soon as they were tasting ours, they're like, "No one has this. We want this everywhere."
There's like
Oh
only
yes.
there's only 3 types of cultures, right? Corn, wheat, or rice. Those are like the only 3. Like outside of that, like and everyone figures out how to make booze out of
Yeah.
all those things.
How dare you forget about my
I mean,
potato culture, friend?
sugarcane,
Oh, sugarcane's a good one.
that's what rum. That's what created rum.
That's not a whole like
Yeah, you gotta be too close to the equator for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do like, oh, our entire every meal we eat is based off sugar cane. I guess they kind of do that.
was
down
like
there.
that.
Yeah.
They
Uh-huh.
chew on like raw sugar cane.
Oh, I would do that. I'm not into drugs, but I'm into like,
Chewing on sugar.
yeah. If you don't have,
So good.
if you don't have to like boil it into like some other substance, I'll try it. Like I'm into that.
I mean,
You're describing-
We boil
Yeah,
our
you're
mash
just-
to distill it.
You're just
and make
describing
vodka.
the alcohol you're drinking
Oh,
right now.
I love alcohol. That's super my thing. Open at 5, open tonight, tomorrow, and that's it. Still just 2
Friday
days.
and Saturdays, 5 to
Dang.
midnight.
What's up?
We're just too busy.
Yeah?
Go out to other bars and support us there. support 2 local businesses with your dollar instead of 1.
It's such a fun spot. Like, obviously, the art walk nights are always really good here. And then those other Friday, Saturdays throughout the month they're like the mellow start of the night for me every time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I never end
Sure.
up here,
Sure.
but like, it
It's
always
a great
starts
place
here.
to start and then go to Central.
Yeah. And then think, where did I park my car? Oh, I remember
Uh,
Golden Six.
Yeah, there it is.
We got all the parking lots right here.
It's not bad at all. All right, so what's the new can? Can you say it or no? Is it sports team related?
It is
Ooh.
university related.
Oh, the good one or the other one?
Only the good one.
That's all right. Good answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Gladiator Grape Lemonade. Is that what we're doing
Is that
here?
what we're going with?
Duke City Gladiators.
It will be a flavor everyone likes. A little cherry in there.
Oh, I want it.
Dang.
Put it in my mouth. When are we getting that Duke City Championship Wrestling drink? What's up?
Whenever you guys do it on a Thursday, so I can go again.
I know.
I'm always busy now on Saturdays.
Our next one's next Friday, June the 28th. You coming?
I'll come then.
I know you will. It's gonna be sweet.
Well, obviously, we're coming here first.
Can I
and
go
then
on the
walking
ring?
down.
Can you do what?
Can I be a celebrity?
Yeah,
Like celebrity deathmatch?
Everywhere you go, Chris.
100%. Hey, my name's Chris Keller Rock. I want to know that Hobo Hank's my absolute favorite. He's one
I'll
here.
wear his underwear.
He does sell Hobo Hank underwears.
Literally.
Super weird.
Yeah, quite literally.
There you go. Anything we missed, Chris?
I think that's it for now.
Oh, not so bad.
Oh, not so bad.
If you're going out this weekend, Teller Vodka is available basically everywhere, or you can come down to Safe House and get it directly from here.
Yeah, either one.
Super easy. Come here.
Sip sustainably.
Get you some to-go
Oh.
boyos. Get you some package. Have a lovely cocktail made by the lovely Erica. And meet Chris.
You told me. Did you tell me
You're
earlier?
he's on the cans, guys.
That is sweet.
He's famous.
Did you tell me earlier that beer is played out and it's only spirits now?
Spirits are like where breweries were like that 10 years ago, that
Yeah.
big boom. So we're seeing that same exact kind of boom and revitalization of spirits after prohibition.
Do you like respect people better now that they're not all choking down Indian pale ales and acting like they're good?
I mean, I like Indian Pale
No,
Ale.
you don't. No one does.
I also like Malort. And you
No,
guys are-
can't do
Oh,
it.
sweet nectar of the gods.
Isaiah, when's the last time you had your hometown Malort?
Last week.
It's
My
so
guy.
bad. It's like if you found like a pile of vomit and stirred it with black licorice.
Now, hold on.
It's the champagne of pain.
I'm into that.
Hit me with your hold on, Van. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's what you described and pine needles.
I would say burning rubber bands.
Oh, that's good too.
All these, yeah,
That's what takes it to the next level.
correct. Yeah,
Mhm.
it is what sadness tastes like. It is
Makes me happy.
it's the embodiment of the emotion sadness in a taste.
I like the rootsy flavors though. Like I'm a Jaeger guy, a black licorice guy,
Like a
a Fernet guy. Yeah, just live a little.
Malort's like if Burnett went to community college.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah.
Malort is doing a Chicago handshake with a bunch of people like belly up is how you can decide who you're going to hang out with the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is a real filter of a good time.
From friend of the show, Jay, past and future contributor to the program. How safe is the safe house,
Oh, good
Chris?
question.
Oh, we're the safest. Don't you worry.
That sounds very unsafe.
Yeah, don't say it like that.
The reassuring part is the worst part. Whenever we get back, the NFL headlines of the day. It's 2 Men On live from Safe House. Chris, thank you so much, brother.
Appreciate it.
The sports animal. If you come to Safe House right now, we'll give you a bunch of Ice Tubs tickets. We have some.
What? What a deal.
Free Isotope tickets.
I mean, they're the. I don't know. Actually, I'm going to shoot you straight. I don't know a ton of people buy them.
The whole community, Albuquerque and surrounding areas.
You listen to this show, I will get you Ice Tubs tickets.
Destination viewing.
Ice Tubs tickets from us. Come to Safe House. Get them. How many you need? 4? We got them.
Got you. 4-pack.
4 packs.
10?
10 4-packs.
For you, Chris, anything.
Yeah, anything.
For Rick.
Now,
No way.
we tried to get rid of Chris during the break, and he said, but wait, there's more.
Breaking
Oh,
news.
there's more.
All right, so I want to make sure I understand this thing correctly. And will it be open in time for the Balloon Fiesta? That's a question.
That's the goal right now.
Okay.
But with construction, you never know.
Leah Black told me that during the Balloon Fiesta this year, they're going to have a lot more inbound flights than they've traditionally had from parts of the country because the number of peoples coming to town, they expect to be larger than ever.
Dang.
Kind of crazy. So with that said, we're obviously talking about the airport. And Chris, breaking news.
We have a new teller bar that's getting opened during that construction in the airport right now.
Yeah,
Let's go.
baby.
We can give Isaiah a server's license. You can meet a bunch of one-night stands.
Boom.
This will be good.
Oh, I'm a gentleman.
Quarter club.
Yeah. Oh, quarter club all day. That's a good point. That's a good point. All right. So you were talking about the new Lobo drink. What's up? Can I taste it? What's the deal?
We got a few little samples.
All right.
So we
sweet.
might be able to get you some.
Has Eddie
but
Nunez tasted it yet?
no, only people here so
I
far.
was going to ask if Bronco Mendenhall tasted it, but
Well,
yeah,
no.
you're not gonna
Nope, not gonna happen.
do that.
No.
It's not the guy.
No, only both the basketball coaches for the men's and women's were here last week doing a little whiskey tasting and event with us.
Nice.
Did they ask how we were or what's up?
Well, they liked our vodka and whiskey.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So behind these giant walls at the airport, friends of the show, if you've traveled
Right
in
when
the
you walk
past
through
2
TFA.
years, you've noticed these giant walls hiding a bunch of construction. Right on the other side of those walls, you're telling me there's a brand new teller bar waiting to be open?
There's going to be a teller bar right there.
Can I get some vouchers? Like, what's up?
Mm.
How does it work?
What do you want?
Do
you
they
want a
have
high five?
vouchers? The contract is in for Michael Penix Jr., boys.
Ah,
The number 8 overall pick. 4 years, $22.8 million. Get rid of your other quarterback. Play off this super cheap deal. What is the point of ever having an expensive quarterback?
This is crazy.
I mean,
This
you
is
want the
actually kind of crazy.
It's super cheap.
you want the safety of a veteran. You want proven results. You got a guy who know he's been there. But for what you're paying Kirk Cousins, you get like a whole new wide receiving core. You get a defensive end. You get another running back. And then you got a perfectly good Michael Penix Jr.
Oh, you know what, though?
who's so old, he's practically a veteran anyways.
He just got all that money to sit there.
Yeah.
He's just going to hang out.
Well, and honestly, I put it like this: what if Cousins plays like the trade deadline sometime in November, right? So Cousins plays. He has a good first 8 games of the season. He raises his trade stock, and then they trade him at the deadline.
It's
Get a
the only
good
problem.
trade,
The only problem with
and
your
then Penix
logic,
comes.
and I thought this through, is $32 million in dead money.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And
So-
I think he's a no trade clause too.
Yeah,
That was
so,
I was about to say. He's
Yeah.
got to be no trade.
so it's $32 million in dead money next season, and it frees up only like $2 million.
Gosh,
So
you idiot.
so it's like
Not
it's
worth it.
No, it's an idiot sitch. Also, I just did the math here. 3/25. That's what this contract is of Kirk Cousins' contract. 3/25.
Ah, the old 3/25 compromise.
Yeah.
hmm
So, ouch.
Not
I
ideal.
don't see. I would love to figure out what their long term plan is. Have they even spoke on this? I'm going to see if they've explained what their plan is at all.
Did they explain taking a guy who was in college for 6 years and then ask him to sit on the bench for 4 years? Is that what you're
like? Because I know the media has been eating them up with it. They should have at least the first time they had the chance.
But his name rhymes with that thing.
Mm.
Everyone should have drafted him. That's the thing.
You trying to sell pills? You trying to
Yeah.
sell tickets?
325th.
Hey, he's an elite prospect. He'll help the team in 4 years when he's 30.
And now, with the rules to protect a quarterback, and with advances in sports science and technology, the whole field of medicine, 30 is not old for an NFL
Oh,
quarterback.
good point.
Tom Brady's about to be 50, and he
the
can
new
still
20.
play. It is.
I want.
it's
Not for a lineman, not for a linebacker, not for a hard-hitting defensive back.
Yeah.
But when you're bubble wrapped by your own organization and league, you can play till make up a number.
It says the Falcons drafted Penix for short-term Cousins insurance and long-term replacement, which it makes sense, but you just don't do that with the 8th pick.
After 3 consecutive 12-win seasons under Mike McCarthy, the Dallas Cowboys now lead the NFL all-time in seasons with 12 or more wins. That's 16 of them, boys, tied with the 49ers.
Oh, now remember, I was telling you the other day, I was asking for your criteria for winning because people will look at the playoff failures, which I understand, but it's so easy to say the Cowboys suck. But if we think about it, when's the last time we saw a healthy Cowboys team have a losing season?
I mean, you said it yourself. You said the word failures. You openly use the word failure. So
But like
I mean,
playoff
there you go.
failures.
During the season.
You know, when it's
regular
cold.
season, they've never just been a bad team. Like the Cowboys have always had a chance to win every game they've played in since I've been a fan. In 2006
Until
when?
and still
January.
Till when?
well, yeah, I mean, it hurts every
Yeah.
year. It hurts.
New Year's for you is actually the saddest part of the year
Yeah.
for you. A lot of people are like, New Year, new me. And you're like, New Year, no, Dallas.
Oh God, here we go. Oh God, here
Again.
we go.
I just everyone deep down, jokes aside, thought this year was going to be different, and for multiple reasons. The team,
I did
and then
not.
you look at the playoff run. You're like, okay, they got Green Bay first. You know, they should win at least a playoff game. We weren't
Yeah,
predicting.
Not get embarrassed by a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
that shocks. Even I'm telling you, this is the year that a lot of Cowboy fans are just like, we're sore still. We're like, nah.
Are you?
we're not buying
After
this.
31 years, this is the year.
This was the
is
biggest
new year.
letdown. This was by far the biggest letdown since they've won the Super Bowl. Last year was the biggest letdown. I mean, we were winning games like 50-12.
We're creeping up on 30 years. It's almost 30 years.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's like really bad.
We're not the only team. There's some other guys. Let's talk about them.
What about the that big DirecTV price gouging jury thing that's going on right now with the Sunday Ticket? So I guess they're going to come back. They were supposed to before the end of the day, but they didn't. So you're about to get a ruling on all that. You own a bar. You kind of know what this is like. There's ridiculous price gouging for live football at a bar. And it looks like that whole thing might get corrected back to center a little bit, depending on this court case. So just heads up in the world of, I want to watch football at a bar owner. Like it might become more reasonable.
It's like based on how many TVs, how many tables.
Yeah, what the fire code is. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the NFL will put this thing through like 100 years of appeals, but I mean, still, it's a start.
I mean, they're coming for everybody. All of this, like all the fake fees, all the hidden fees, all the unnecessary price gouging because you have a monopoly. Like, congratulations, businesses. Like, you had a good run.
Well,
get ready to pay the piper.
One of the big liquor distributors in the U.S., the FTC, is doing an antitrust lawsuit against them.
Yeah,
which is the first antitrust lawsuit they've brought since 2000.
Oh my!
So
They got to be egregious.
They're coming after everyone after COVID.
Drinking and sports are two of my favorite things, and I wish they would just get along. Josh Sushan joins us after the break. We preview Isotopes baseball tonight. Is that right, Isaiah? Did I do that right?
Yes, he does. You let me know he was.
Oh,
coming up
good.
perfect.
Why was it?
Time's up perfectly.
95.9 FM and AM 610. Isaiah's reaction had me think, is that not correct?
Where are we?
Is that
What's
is it?
today? What
No,
time is
we're
it?
actually perfectly on time.
Is
We're
it a
actually live.
6:05 start? That's the
Okay.
question.
Yes, it is. So we talked to Josh at 30. You guys
There we
are
go.
32.
The
All right.
sports animal.
Mike's hot.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. I'm Fred Slow. Van Nunley is here. Isaiah Johnson back at the studio. And joining us from Oklahoma City, boys of the Isotopes, and the guy that knows more about baseball than your grandpa, Josh Sushan. Josh, welcome.
Hey guys, happy Friday. Thanks for having me on. Is there any city in the Pacific Coast League that you guys like other than Albuquerque?
Round Rock.
Round Rock's okay.
Oh, okay. Where do the A's play?
What would be
Fresno's
what
not
would be like
the
top
worst.
3 of the ones that you dislike the most?
Albuquerque 3 times.
Yeah, good answer.
Yeah.
No, I said dislike because I think El
Oh.
Paso is your number 1.
Oh, El Paso 3 times.
Yeah, El Paso 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Juarez because of the United game on Wednesday.
Oh, God, that sucks.
Yeah, those 3, which is 2.
all right.
Is there
Now that we
conversation?
got that out of the way, what
Is
else was on your mind?
Is there conversation around the Isotopes about Reggie Jackson's comments from Rickwood Field yesterday?
I would not be surprised if there's some, that, put it this way. When I go to the clubhouse, I get a lineup, I get anything else that I need to do, interview, things like that. I don't linger. I would not be surprised if there were some conversations about that, whether it was in the dugout or the clubhouse or the bullpen, or even just as guys were sitting around eating lunch. I mean, that was really powerful stuff that Reggie said. And, I don't think Major League Baseball was expecting him to say that.
No.
I'm glad that he did. And I think, I was in a text chain with a bunch of friends of mine from college, and, and one person wrote something along the lines of, this happened in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of brings it home to me. This happened in our lifetime.
Do you feel expletive, when used correctly, is the most powerful way to share a message?
Well, I mean, I guess it all depends on context and who's around and whether cameras are rolling and like how well you know people and that kind of thing.
No, I'm going to say public. I'm talking public forum. I'm talking with cameras rolling, like a well-timed expletive. Do you believe it strengthens or do you believe it harms powerful message?
I don't have a strong feeling either way. I would say that it probably just harms it because people end up focusing on the expletive instead of focusing on everything else.
Content loss due to
when you think
delivery.
about David Ortiz, so I always think about David Ortiz, right? And after the, the
Sure,
bombing, during the Boston Marathon, and he comes out, and he drops the expletive when he's got the microphone about, this is our city. That became very powerful at that moment because it was a very raw kind of thing. But when it comes to an interview on television, I think that if you do drop an expletive, it people just focus on that instead of the rest of the words.
And I'll piggyback on that, Sush. It's not really the expletive to me that was so powerful, but like the raw anecdotal story from him. He didn't whitewash anything. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He didn't PC anything he said. I think just coming from his real perspective and his real personal voice made it that much more powerful.
Yeah, for sure. And, you think about like just what Reggie Jackson means to baseball. And maybe Reggie's one of these guys where we need to hear more from him on a regular basis over the next 10, 15 years than we have, right? Because Reggie was known as the hot dog, right? He was the star that stirs the drink, right? He was the controversial guy during his career. Mm-hmm. And now he's very much mellowed into, like the senior statesman. And then he goes and says something yesterday that is very fitting of what he discussed when he was as a player. I'll never forget when he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated and the cover was Reggie Talks Racism. And I remember as a kid getting that autographed in the parking lot. And I remember we were like having discussions. Is Reggie going to sign this? Is Reggie like going to be upset that he's being asked to sign like the Sports Illustrated? And as it turned out, he did sign it. And I don't remember the discussion because this was like in the 80s, 87. But I remember that there was a number of just conversations about just like this topic and what's going on in the world and what happened to him then and what was happening then in the 80s, let alone what's still happening now.
You are a published historian of the game. Miracle Men, the Greatest Season, Barry Bonds. Like, you have written sports and you have written baseball. As you in your life have researched baseball, as you in your life have pursued the knowledge of the game that you love, do you find that it is so drastically different in the southern part of this country historically?
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. You know, I think about, okay, so let's talk about Jackie Robinson for a second, right? So sign him. And I remember looking once at all of the different minor league affiliates that the Dodgers had in 1946 and all the different places where they could have sent him. And the one place they did send him was Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at all the different potential cities, which I don't have in front of me, how would Jackie Robinson's career have changed if he was sent to some other place other than Montreal, which was way more accepting than a lot of the other options that were available for the Dodgers? And so how much was Jackie able to thrive because he was in a place of acceptance in Montreal, and how that set the tone so that he could have this fabulous season and perform on the field that inspired the Dodgers to say, okay, you're going to come and play for us in the major leagues this next season. And where his teammates were able to immediately accept him because they saw what he did on the field, and how that might have changed if he had maybe, say, gone to Birmingham and experienced what Reggie Jackson described on TV yesterday, and how that might have changed the course of history. So, yes, I think that that's relatively a factor when you look back and study baseball history.
I mean, Reggie Jackson stole the headlines today, and it was all about Willie Mays yesterday. I think they did a fantastic job honoring his legacy. But I think the big star yesterday was Rickwood Field itself. Did you kind of get chills watching the game last night, or highlights, or however you got your views on that? I thought it was just a beautiful moment and captured, and I think the field was tastefully renovated. It wasn't, too modern, but it was enough to where you had your lights and your cameras, etc. How cool do you think was the Rickwood Field experience, and then should MLB expand on that?
Yeah, for sure. Super cool. And, I agree with you that I think that it was tastefully renovated in the right ways, because you don't want to lose the charm of it. And when I read quotes from people who were saying that, yeah, it looks really similar to what it always looked like, I think that that's really cool. You just look the way that it was decorated, the 24 that was behind home plate. And I thought all the pregame ceremonies were just really touching. The right people were there. The right people were speaking the words that need to be said. Even just seeing the photos of some of the players who just went into the clubhouses and talked to the players and just told them stories. And I always like in those photos to study the eyes of the players. Are they locked in? And they were, right? Those players were hanging on every word of what was being told to them about the history. And yeah, baseball needs to keep doing these things. They need to keep doing these things, whether it's the Field of Dream cornfields in Des Moines, or whether it's the Little League game in Williamsport, or whether it's the return to Rickwood, or whether it's, there's a number of other places that Major League Baseball can go and should go, because I think that when you have 162 games, you can do this. You should continue to go to London. You should continue to go to Puerto Rico and to Mexico, because you have the quantity of games. You need to do this to expand your sport and just bring your sport to audiences that don't normally get to see it.
You have a pregame show before the big game tonight. The Isotopes are on a little bit of a tear. You're a little late in the first half of the season, but the boys seem to be coming together. Josh, obviously talk about the weekend, but talk about the excitement of this club resetting at 0-0 for the second half of the season.
Yeah, so this is a huge thing, and to be able to go back to 0-0, and this is something that in the lower levels of the minor leagues has been common for generations now. AAA has kind of gone back and forth between a full season and split seasons, and this is the second year now that we're going to split seasons. I think it's just really good because rosters change so frequently. I was just looking at our lineup tonight, boys, and out of the 9 in our starting lineup, there was only 3 that were in the starting lineup on opening day.
Wow.
Our bullpen is almost drastically different than what it was on opening day. Even you just look at, we've had a rehabbing major leaguer from the Rockies in 14 of our last 16 games. It's just constant turnover. So it's actually even more impressive that the boys are playing the way they have. They've won 6 of the last 8. But we'll probably get somebody or maybe multiple people from AA. It's what happened last year. We went on a tear last year. And when you were right from AA to AAA and you look at a record and you go, oh, we're 24 games under 500. We're 23 games out of first place. You don't really have the urgency to do all the little things you need to do in order to win a game. But you get moved up from AA to AAA and you go, oh, our record's 0-0. We're tied for first. We're in a 10-way tie for first. Then it's like, all right, it's opening day 2.0. I would never want this in the majors, but I'm really glad that it happens at all levels of the minors.
Who's on the pregame, Sush?
Yeah, so I talked to Michael Ryan. He's one of the Isotopes coaches because yesterday's game, boys, we had 9 outs that were made on the bases. The Isotopes made 5 on the bases, and Oklahoma City made 4. And
wow.
I just wanted to get like some perspective on how many of these outs were great plays, how many of these were lucky plays, how many of this was bad luck base running, and how much of it was bad base running, because there was a little bit of all of it. And so I love it when you just have like these games where just a lot of unusual things happen on the bases, and then you break it down the next day with someone who really knows, hey, this was a smart play, this was a dumb play, and, you know, kind of get into it.
When you guys had to talk, did you play the Benny Hill music behind the conversation?
No, we did not. And I did not use the phrase toot blonde, even though I should have used toot blonde.
Oh, my God.
You would have had to explain it. I mean, it would have been confusing. Sushan, you're the best.
Yeah. Toot blonde is one of those, like, if you know, you know.
Thrown out on the base pass like a nincompoop.
Man knows.
Have a good weekend, brother.
Thanks. I'll talk to you guys Tuesday.
Deal.
Isaiah, congratulations on making it through 40 hours in 1 week. That's really impressive.
Thank you, as always.
Well, not always. It's kind of a new thing for you.
Yeah.
Van, final words?
Be safe out there, friends of the show. Support local. Have fun. Come to Safe House. I got a stack of tickets for you before I finish this next cocktail.
If you are in a position where you can, please consider those in Rio Doso. Lots of avenues to help them, including our friends here at Cumulus. Get ready for an announcement on Monday. It's 2 Men On. No, wait, we're done with the show. Good job, everyone. GG.
See you next week, Burke.